My name is Viktor, and I am the CEO at Asapty. We are the Apple Search Ads optimization platform. And first of all, I would like to ask you, so who of you already have the experience of Apple Search Ads optimization? Apple Search Ads advertising. So that's amazing. That's really great. And the second question will be about, like, do you use any optimization features, optimization tools, anything to make your life a little bit easier, even if you are talking about Apple Search Ads? So only one. That's great. That's great. So why, based on our opinion, Apple Search Ads is the best working channel right now? First of all, of course, it's the top quality search traffic, because it's like literally it's the paid organic traffic that you can buy. The second, and I love it the most, the fact that it is not impacted by SCAD network. So it is the only one network in the whole internet. I mean, if we're talking about iOS traffic, the only one platform without SCAD network, and it has like instant results tracking, and you can instantly track installs, instantly track events, and it's the best one that you can have right now. And the last but not least, recently, AppsFlyer released their performance index for this year, and Apple Search Ads was the #1 iOS channel during this year. And what are the most common problems that you can face in Apple Search Ads? It's like the most basic one that everyone is speaking about, but we need to mention that there are no integrations with revenue platforms. So you can't have the information about in-app events or the information about the revenue in your Apple Search Ads dashboard. To have this information, you need to manually download Excel files or manually create your custom BI platform to download data from Search Ads and to download data from your revenue platforms. So it's a really time-consuming process. And it doesn't have a lot of features to work with your campaigns, so you can only manually change your bids. So not too much optimization features. You need to spend a lot of time to research your keywords, because basic Apple Search Ads keyword research only shows you something about 100 keywords per country. And there are the situations when you can have more than 1,000 keywords per country. And it's a lot, like it requires a lot of time to work with. So if you would like to have few apps, for example, for like 30 countries, and you would like to work with them and manage them properly, it will take probably a few full-time user acquisition managers to work with. And these topics, they were like super basic that everyone knows, but I would like to share with you the information that we've discovered through our optimization process with our customers, and we have this information based on more than 30 million of installs. And yeah, so first of all, you can't have 100% of impression share for your app. Even if you have all the money of the world, you can't do it, because that's how Apple Search Ads auction works. Because like the auction built this way that every app, any size, for example, we can have like some indie app developer that released their app yesterday. They can come to the most competitive category and they can buy some installs. And much more interesting thing that, as I told before, so one of the most interesting things is to find the necessary keywords for your app. And the thing is, for example, if we're speaking about one of the biggest categories, which is, for example, fitness category, our best result was to find 1,100 keywords, relevant keywords with traffic. And the thing is that you can't have them all. So you can't have impressions for all these keywords. So the thing is that you will have some kind of split. So for example, if you have 1,000 keywords, you will have impressions for something like 200 or 150 keywords, and the rest keywords will be reserved for other apps that would like to come to the auction and to buy, to also buy these keywords. So one of the biggest things in Apple Search Ads like that you should do for your optimization process is to find these keywords that you are like able to have impressions And how did we find it out? So, of course, we had and have a lot of customers with different volumes and different budgets. And of course, we have customers which are bidding for the same keywords in the same countries. You can't escape this thing. And we understand, like, for example, we have these 1,000 keywords, and we can see that, for example, okay, so this app could have like these keywords to have impressions for. This one could not be in the search results for these keywords, and it's like creating the perfect picture. So, for example, we have categories with more than 10 competitors bidding for the same keywords and for the same for the same categories, for the same keywords. So, and we found it out by this. And one more funny or not funny thing that could happen about your Apple Search Ads campaigns. I guess that we all had this situation, for example, when we did not have coffee in the morning and we started to optimize our campaigns, and something happened and you increased your bids not by 20%, but by $20. It happened with all of us. Let's be transparent about it. And we have one of our customers that did this unfortunate mistake. And you can see that they did it in the last day of the graph. And they increased their bids by $20. It's not a good thing to do in Apple Search Ads. And they did not have any additional installs from that. The only one thing that happened for them, that their average cost per install increased from $4.5 to $6, and they even lost the volumes after that, and they just spent $3,000 in one day. So, not the good thing to have. And so I have this meme here. I love it's like my best meme that I have in my collection. So. The government doesn't want you to know this, but the ducks in park are free. And kind of the same thing is about the Apple Search Ads auction. So the thing that I could not understand for a long time, that you are able to buy the same amount of installs for 50 cents and for $5. And it sounds weird. It looks weird, even if you're looking in your graphs with the real data, but it's true. And the thing about it, why it happens, is because Apple Search Ads, it doesn't have this auction of the second price, where, for example, you are paying, so for example, your competitor bid is $1, your bid is $10, and you are bidding like you are paying 1.01. So it's not like that. And second price auction is like it's common in all other ad networks except of Apple Search Ads. And Apple Search Ads auction is like, if you will place the higher bid, you will just pay the bigger amount of money for the same volume. And that's weird, but that's true. And what you need to understand more about Search Ads auction mechanics is like how you can predict the volumes of traffic and how you can understand like the size of your audience. So there is a thing in Apple Search Ads called Search Ads Popularity, or SAP, how we call it. And this is the number that you can have and you have for every keyword in your category, like in every country. And each Search Ads Popularity number, it means that this keyword has this amount of impressions from organic traffic. And you can see that it's like logarithmic curve. I can't remember it correctly. But the thing is that the difference between 30 and 35 is, it could be 200, for example, impressions in the US. But the difference between 80 and 85 could be few dozen thousands of impressions. So, for example, if we're talking about the biggest keyword in search ads, which is Instagram in the US, it is much more than few hundred thousands of impressions every day. And for example, 95 search ads popularity would be 50,000 of impressions every day. So the change is really dramatic. And one hypothesis from us, that is like the hidden metric in Apple Search Ads, which is called like, which we are calling impressions with ads. It means that not every organic search will have the Apple Search Ads advertising banner in the results. And that's why we have this situation that like the auction is reserved. It's kind of reserved for all the ads, all the apps in the auction. And for example, you can't, as I told before, you can't buy all the impressions, even if you are the biggest company in the world. And that's how we are calculating the possibility. And for example, some keywords, some categories, they have 100% impressions with ads. And some categories, they have 30% impressions with ads. It means that this category is just not that popular in Apple Search Ads. And the thing that I love the most about Apple Search Ads, third-party benchmarks do not work. Sorry for my colleagues from other third-party providers, but the thing about benchmarks that you can see in, I will not drop names, but yeah, for example, some service, they can tell you that, for example, photo video category is $3 in US, and you should not believe it, because the thing is that in Apple Search Ads, in App Store, sorry, in each category, you will have such a thing like subcategory. For example, in this case, in our category photo and video, we will have a lot of subcategories, but the really different examples are like photo editor, video editor, collage creator, Instagram apps. And the subcategory Instagram apps will have subcategories: Instagram Reels, Stories, Highlights, Downloaders, Layouts, Icons, anything that you can imagine about Instagram-related apps. And why it's important? This is important. Like, I think this one of the most important part of the whole presentation is that we realized how Apple creates the auction. So if you will think about it, the only one source of data that Apple has, the only one source of data that Apple has is the App Store Connect. So they don't have anything else. They don't have data from Facebook, Google, or any other source of information that they could base their auction on. So for example, it works this way, that if Apple knows that Reels apps, they have $1 ARPU, the cost per install will be from 80 cents to $1. If they know that some fancy apps about before-after video editors, if they have $4 ARPU, they will create the price of the install like around $4. And on the other side, and I'm speaking about like one country, US. So you can have in US, for example, if your app has the 20 cents ARPU, and it is like the average by the whole category, subcategory, the install will be 20 cents. When in the same time for the same category of photo video, for another AI face swap editors will be like the $8 CPI. So this is like the most important information that you could get from this workshop, I guess. And what's much more important is that the thing that I told like recently in the previous slide, it's obvious that, for example, if your app has the ARPU which is lower than your subcategory benchmarks, you will not be able to buy installs in this country. And that's the main thing that you can do in Apple Search Ads. For example, if you are not profitable in US, you could be profitable in Canada, UK, Malaysia, Germany, Austria, and another 59, 60 countries that are available in Apple Search Ads. And one more super important part about Apple Search Ads is that, as we guess, it's my guess, so it's not proven yet, but we are really close to prove it. Apple, as we think, knows about the ARPU of each keyword. So the thing is, so that's why I think that you all saw this information in your dashboards. So you could have absolutely similar keywords. For example, like video editor and online video editor, or cool video editor. So basically they are the similar keywords, but one of them will cost $2 and another will cost $8. And this happens because of this thing, that Apple knows that this keyword will bring you much more revenue than this keyword. So this keyword should cost more, because obviously Apple knows about how much revenue you get. So it makes sense. It makes perfect sense. And on this graph, you can see like the fluctuations of your advertising process in Apple Search Ads. So this graph is about one single keyword, and it is absolutely okay. So, and we did not any changes for this keyword. So it's like the bid was absolutely stable, everything was absolutely stable, but that's how it works. So for example, if you have 100 working keywords in your country, your overall picture will be like that. So you will see the constant growth. Of course, if you will use Asapty, like if you will not use Asapty, probably you will not see such a perfect graph. But the main thing that, for example, these 100 keywords, they will change each other, how they work. So for example, today this keyword could work and next week this keyword would not work, and that's absolutely okay. You should not be worried about it, and you shouldn't create any manual decisions based on this information. So that's the great thing about Asapty, that we have all the possible steps in the auction buying process. All the steps are automated, and we know that this could happen. So, and we are not panicking about it. So we're just waiting for a few days and waiting for these keywords to return back, because if any user acquisition manager will check this situation, they would probably increase the bids or do anything that is not necessary to do. Because, for example, if we're talking about this situation, if we would like to change the bids because suddenly this keyword stopped to work, so we would just increase the overall price for this keyword for the days that will come after. And that's one of the examples how we are using all this information for one of our customers. It was a great story, a video chat app. Unfortunately, I can't mention the name because they didn't allow us to do this. Their category is super competitive and they didn't want to say the name, but that's okay. They came to us and they told us, we reached the gap. We are not able to have more than 20,000 installs per month, and we are paying $5.5 per install. And in 1 month, we made for them 55,000 installs, and the cost per install was 3.3. So we tripled the amount of installs and decreased the cost per action price, cost per install price by half. And I think that this part should be really interesting for most of you, because most of you are big brands. And it is one of the most hot topics in Apple Search Ads. It is about, should you buy your brand, and should you buy keywords that you are ranked number 1 in organic search? You should. And we proved it, like, statistically. We have one of our customers that was really kind enough to share all the information that they have about their whole acquisition picture. I mean, all other channels, TikTok, Facebook, Google, anything, and organic too. And the thing is that we've calculated, and you can see it on this graph. So the blue line is the amount of traffic that they were buying through all the ad networks, all the available ad networks. And the pink line is about the amount of impressions that they had in Apple Search Ads for their brand name. And you can see, like, it's obvious that, it's obvious for everyone that the amount of traffic from all other ad networks, it affects your brand searches, but you can see that it's not like affects, it creates your brand searches. And the thing is that we've calculated that about 27% of the whole traffic that you have in all other ad networks, 27% of them are coming to App Store to download your app, not through the click-through attribution, but kind of view-through attribution. And the thing that they will see is your Apple Search Ads banner. And if you will not buy it, if you will not buy your own brand keywords, so you will lose money from your organic, from your Facebook ads, from everywhere. And the thing that we realized with this customer is that the overall revenue from all the channels is it increases if you are buying 100% of your brand. And the thing is that the brand, your own brand, is the cheapest installs and the cheapest traffic that you could buy in Apple Search Ads. So for example, if your generic keywords cost you $4, it's possible to buy your brand keywords for 50 cents, 40 cents, anything like that. And since it's your own brand and you will have much more relevancy for your own keywords, you will overperform your competitors that are willing to spend $10 for your brand, but they would not be able to overbid you even you will buy it for 40 cents. Yeah.
What happens if your organic already captures the traffic?
So I wanted to tell about it on the next slide. So the thing about organic, so if we can imagine the situation when you are showing on the both places, so Apple Search Ads and your organic, so you're number one obviously, and your Apple Search Ads on the top of it. So if your customer will download you from your organic search, it will not affect your brand at all, your Apple Search Ads campaign at all. And the really important thing to understand about the cannibalization of the traffic, because everyone is speaking about cannibalization. One second. So the thing is that we have our own custom metric, which is called IPM, installs per mile. It is the amount of installs for 1,000 impressions. And in the best case scenario, you will have 300, but the most average is like 200. So you will not buy all your brand. You will not be able to do it because like this number, for example, 200, it means that you will buy only 200 installs from 1,000 impressions, and another 800 will go to your organic, and you will not spend a lot of money for your brand safety, but you will grow a lot from it. So yeah, let's go on. And so the thing that I've mentioned before, so we have like two really great cases. For example, with the buy-in of the brand traffic. So we have two completely opposite customers. The one is Replica, which is the biggest AI companion app, I guess the biggest one, and they asked us to increase the results of their brand safety campaigns and to increase the amount of their generic keywords. And what we did, so they came to us with the situation of 200 installs per day that they were buying for $1.4. And in 3 days, we made them 450. It's a little bit old data now. It's about 600. And it's not 0.44, but 0.38 already. And and their overall revenue grew a lot too. And one more case that I really love, the Woofs app. It is like the dog training app. And it is like the completely opposite case for us. They already were doing really great in Apple Search Ads. So they came to us with the situation that they already had 120% ROI of their campaigns. And they wanted to try our approach. And what we did, we grew their ROI by 216% and grew their net profit by 3 times. And what warms my heart the most is that they were using one of our competitors. Once again, I will not drop names, but they are here today. Yeah, so that's what we can do with your campaigns and how we are using it. Here are the things and our features, our best features that we are using to increase the results of your Apple Search Ads campaigns. It is the MMP integrations, of course, the most basic thing. Our single keyword ad group campaign structure, our instrument keyword suggester, automated rules, event-based optimization, quick start, and our expertise. And I will explain about all of them. First of all, single keyword ad group campaign structure, or SKAC, as we are calling it. So for me, this is the most important thing that you could change in your Apple Search Ads campaign structure. So the default structure is about what you are not forced to do, but what Apple wants you to do is to put 50 keywords inside one ad group, and in the very ideal situation to put in this campaign 20 countries and to increase the budgets and to have the results. But instead of this, we are using our single keyword ad group campaign structure, which makes it this way. For example, you have 50 keywords. We will create 50 ad groups, and each ad group will have its own keyword. And it is super important because I'm not sure that, yeah, it works. You can see that all the cost per actions for all the keywords, they are super different. You can see that and as I told before, these keywords are absolutely similar to each other. Maybe one word is missing or one word was added. And you can see that some of them are like $11, some of them are $5.9, some of them are 5.2, and they are all different. And if you put all the keywords inside one ad group, you are not able to fully control them all. And and in single keyword ad group campaign structure, you could use all the bits, available bits. So the most important is CPA goal. You can use CPA goal for each ad group separately, and that's what makes the biggest sense. And of course, since we made this solution, we made this campaign structure, you can create single keyword ad group campaigns using Asapty like in a few seconds. So how I created Asapty, I tried to do it by my hand, and I spent 2 working days not standing from my chair to create 5 campaigns. And it was not the best thing that happened to me. And after that, we created Asapty. And now it takes, the same task takes probably 20 seconds. And keyword suggester. So if you remember, in the very beginning, I was telling about this ideal situation of 1,100 keywords that you can find in Apple Search Ads that could be relevant for your app. So we are using our instrument called Keyword Suggester to find all the relevant keywords for your app in each country. And what we do is that we are using all the available APIs from Apple, from App Store, from Apple Search Ads, from everywhere. And we are able to find everything except for mistakes. So if you will have some keywords with mistakes inside them, so we are not able to do this now, but we will be soon. And in the same time, during the keyword suggester, you can select the needed keywords that you would like to run campaigns for, and you can create discovery campaigns in the same process to run keyword discovery campaigns to find keywords that we did not find yet, and to run them in a few seconds. MMP integrations, of course. Our service would be useless without the information from your MMPs. And we don't have the widest list in the game of the MMP. So obviously we have AppsFlyer, we have Asapty that are also presenting here today. And we're not the same company. We have a lot of questions about this. So Asapty is Apple Search Ads optimization. So it's as simple as that. And I did not know about Asapty when I created this company and created this name. So yeah, and you will have all the information about in-app events and about the revenue for all your ad groups, for all your keywords, and you will have this transparent data to work with in Apple Search Ads. And automation. of course, we have automated rules that you can create by yourself. So we have really basic automated rules for, not basic, but most boring automated rules for campaign level, group level, keyword level. You can use any metric, any performance metric, any MMP metric, so you can do whatever you want. You can't impress anyone in 2023 with automated rules, but we have the automated rules for your search term level, which mean that you can apply them to work in your discovery campaigns, so you will not spend a lot of money on irrelevant keywords or keywords that you would not like to buy. And we have the event-based optimization in our closed beta. So it will be released during December. So the thing is that we will have the 3 types of automated optimization: by install, by events, and by revenue. So install-based optimization is relevant for apps that are using ad monetization process. For example, some games that know that, okay, we should buy installs for 60 cents because that's the amount of revenue that we have from our monetization. Events is also the great one that you have in all other ad networks like Facebook and Google. So you can basically tell us that, okay, we have this list of benchmarks. For example, trial started event in US, it should cost $12. In UK, it should cost $9. In Germany, it should cost $14. And we will run completely automated optimization based on this data. And the best one, obviously, is the revenue optimization. You can just tell us that, okay, we need this amount of revenue. We need to have, for example, the cohorted metric of ROI of the 4th day. It should be 40%, or it should be minus 30% if you are running some super huge subscription app, and you know that during the first week you have only 10% of the whole revenue that you will have during the whole lifetime of the user. And the quick start. I love this thing the most. So the most frustrating and the most time requiring process in the whole Apple Search Ads scaling and optimization process is the stage of when you just created your campaigns and you need to scale them and you need to find the necessary bid for each keyword. And it could take a lifetime to do this. And we made this feature Quick Start, which automatically changes bids every few hours. That's the great thing about Apple Search Ads Auction, is that it responds to your changes kinda immediately. So you can change bids every few hours. Not you, we will change bids every few hours until we will reach the goal of the impression share. So you can tell us that, okay, we need to test this approach. We would like to have 20% impression share goal for each keyword, and we will run it until each keyword will face these results. And and our story and our mission. So Asapty was designed by app marketers to help mobile businesses grow. So as I told before, from the very beginning, Asapty was the tool for myself. That I was working in the travel company, and during the COVID, I was really, really bored because I did not have any job to do, and I like to work. And I started to work with some freelance Apple Search Ads stuff. And I did not like the process of running a lot of different ads for different customers. And we've created Asapty service. So the thing about Asapty is that we are solving every possible problem that you could face during your Apple Search Ads advertising process. And if we don't have any solution like that you need right now, we will create it, because if there is a problem in Apple Search Ads, we should solve it. So that's our mission. And what makes us really different from our beloved competitors is that we were starting from the very, very small budgets, with the customers with small budgets, some new apps and apps that were growing like from 10, 20, 30,000 in the monthly revenue. We were not able to, for example, to have customers with few $1 million ad spends only for Apple Search Ads, and we were not able just to run some random campaigns and to have some random results. And we needed to create the service that will make your Apple Search Ads like profitable and scalable, and we did it. And now we can do it like for everyone. We can do it both for small indie apps that released their app yesterday, as I mentioned before. And also we can do it for companies like Replica. And so that's the review that Replica gave to us. And it was really great to hear. It was the live podcast from the Stevie from App Masters. I think that you know him. And the CMO of Replica, she told that we increased their ROI by 10 times. It's not true. She was very happy about it, but we just increased their ROI by 8 times. So yeah, not 10, but still good. And and the whole process of creating campaigns with us is about to create an integration that could take a few minutes to research your keywords. That takes about 20 minutes for each country, to apply the quick start and to apply the campaign optimization, and that's all. So you can literally set up your ideal Apple Search Ads campaigns in a few days if you would like to run it for all available countries. And why it's the best time to do it right now? Because December is coming, and December means bigger budgets and bigger cost per installs in all sources. And after that, we will have this great January when the cost per install will drop, everything will drop. And if you will be able to set up everything now, you could start your new year with a really, really great Apple Search Ads campaigns. And that's it. And using this QR code, you can participate in our challenge. I mean, you can win 3 months of free Asapty service. So it means any type of service from us. It is like the self-service, it's agency services, it's anything. So yeah, and I think that Asapty is probably the best thing that could happen to your Apple Search Ads campaigns. But probably I am biased. Thank you, and